Hi, everybody. Welcome back to You Talk It, We Live It, a podcast by and for working people. And a great representative of that philosophy is our guest today, Mr. Rodriguez. He is the president of the American Federation of Teachers, the Oregon branch, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I want to make sure I said that right. Today we're going to be focusing on a couple of different issues, primarily the impact on COVID-19 on schooling and plans going forward. You cover the entire state of Oregon, correct? It's not just like the metro areas or rural.
Correct. We have 23 locals, 7 of which are in the Portland metro area, but we go as far down southeast to John Day with a K-12 unit there, all the way down to Coos Bay, where we have 2 units, and of course along I-5 we have several locals. So yes, 23 total, 15,000 members.
Wow, that's a lot of members.
Yes.
So first off, what is the impact that you have seen and that you're anticipating from COVID-19?
Well, it's an unfortunate situation that the state of Oregon and the nation and the world has come to grips with. It has been since mid-March a learn as you go type of environment. When this first hit us back in March, we were just about to finish up winter term and start spring term. So a lot of faculty, a lot of K-12 units, classified units, had to shift gears right away. For some higher ed units and even K-12 units, it was they didn't have all the resources in place. So that complicated most of spring. I think once we got it right, spring term was over. As we go through the summer, the plan is now, how do we reopen in the fall? Do we maintain a stay-at-home type of classroom, teaching online primarily? With many closures, the economy took a hit. State budgets are taking a hit. So again, how do we maneuver all that and go forward making decisions that's going to be safe and still be able to instruct accordingly, whether you're in kindergarten or whether you're a grad student at one of the universities?
Talk about budget. I know for me, I kind of had this radical revelation about how to start addressing my questions about improving funding for things and changing these systems when Joanne Hardesty, the Portland City Commissioner, said the phrase, "A budget is a moral document." Suddenly I was like, I know how to look at this. It is a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is, do we value children more than we value corporations? And for me, that provided a lot of insight. And so I wanted to share that with both our viewers and yourself, because I think it was such an empowering statement, allowing you to look at these things and see where the values lie, and then turn to the politicians that vote for it and go, so based on the numbers you have submitted, you are saying that you value this corporate tax credit more than the safety and education of children.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, and Portland City Commissioner Joanne Hardesty makes a good argument. And as you go through and prepare for a budget, we just completed ours on Friday and approved for AFT-Oregon, which has 8 staff, and again we service 15,000 members via 23 locals. And how do you budget keeping your values intact? And where do we prioritize our values in that budget? A lot of school districts, universities and colleges are just going 20% off the bat. I think that's wrong, because, and you asked a question earlier about a metro district and a rural district. We found out that the rural districts have virtually no reserve. A larger college, such as Portland Community College, has more of a balanced budget, or reserve, I should say, but you can't ask them to spend all the reserves. Right. But in creating a budget and following that budget, your values and your mission statement have to be intact. I've always viewed a budget, a yearly budget, as a guide for the coming year. You do your best in predicting what type of revenue is going to come in, and then you play it month to month.
You have these classrooms, and it's not just about education. Is not just about teaching. As much as we have also overworked and misappropriated tasks to the police department. We've also done that very same thing with teachers.
Yes, you make a good point that we have been overstretching our teaching force, as well as the police and the mental health. That's if you're looking to get to mental health, we've I believe I read a research or a study last week that for every mental health counselor in a school, we have 6 police officers. So that's that somewhere along the line, we de-invested in education and invested more in policing. We've asked our police officers to do more than what they're capable of doing, and the same thing goes with a teacher. A teacher sometimes is more of a behaviorist in the classroom than he is an instructor or her, and we're asking too much of that. So again, as we go forward, we got to make sure that all the faults that we're seeing because of COVID-19 restrictions, we correct those. And that's going to be hard when you don't have the budget.
Well, I have to say, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Mr. Rodriguez. I want to thank you from all of us here at You Talk It with Live It. And to the teachers out there, I have to say, I have nothing but respect. It is absolutely astounding the commitment these teachers have been put in under unacceptable circumstances. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Rodriguez.
You too, thank you. And you're right. Now is the time where we can all get together and really think these through and learn from one another.
So I'm River Scholl. Thank you everyone for joining us here on You Talk It, We Live It.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, and you guys have a great rest of your day.